Live. Guys, auctions, the market's changed. So auctions have changed. It's gone from a buyer's market to a buyer's market from a seller's market. Being an auction mercenary, how do you do it? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it right now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, what happened to your hair?
Well, it could have been a lot worse, but trusty mum did a haircut for me over the weekend. Okay, so I'll tell the story live. Basically, mum's an ex-hairdresser, and her 20-year-old clippers broke last week, and these are the holy grails. These are what took her through the whole career. So she went to the store to buy some new ones, and she just got so excited when she tried them for the first time because they're really sharp compared to the old ones. And so she just did a flick with it and it pulled half my hair out.
Oh, no, but she made good afterwards.
Yeah, because luckily only half the hair length got caught, so there was still another half to shave cleanly.
It's looking pretty sharp, Billy Bob. It's looking pretty sharp.
Well, you haven't seen the back, but it could have been a lot worse.
No, it's looking sharp. Now, this morning we're talking about auctions, and the landscape's definitely changed in the marketplace, and we're going to talk about how to be effective at an auction, like a ninja. And these are things that you can pass on to friends, family. You're going to use these traits for life when you're making a bid. I think it's important. So we've made a little list out for you as well. Good morning to Luke. How are you, legend? And good morning to Michelle. How are you, you legend? Haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you guys. All right, so let's go.
We have got a bit of a list. I'm going to try and do a bit of a share screen. If this doesn't work, we will revert back to
native.
The speed.
Whoa. Okay, look how well prepared we are today.
Now, how well can you see that?
Not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good now. That's really good now.
Cool. So, number 1 of 6. We've got 6 points here to be like a soldier. What do we call it, Mark? A mercenary?
A mercenary. If anyone, and we had to Google the word mercenary this morning, and it was primarily concerned with making money at the expense of ethics. A mercenary. So,
we're not suggesting, bit unethically, but here's 6 points that'll get you over the line.
Be a mercenary. Yeah.
Letting other bidders control your destiny. Do you reckon people get wrapped up just way too much with auctions, Mark?
Yep. I think we talk about it, think about it, over-analyze it quite a lot. And I think you just got to basically just pretty much just get in there and don't be too concerned about what everyone else in the room is thinking or doing. I was bidding on Tuesday on behalf of a purchaser, and look, I think it's so it's sort of fresh in my mind. But don't get caught up in what the others are doing. Just stick to your lane. Next one.
Love it. Failing to bid with confidence. Now, this is the biggest one, I reckon.
How does it go?
We were talking off air. There's nothing you can do to change your budget. Your top line, or your top dollar is your top dollar. But the way you bid can have a huge impact. And you were saying the frequency or the speed that you bid in, you've seen over the years has done a good job in helping someone.
Oh, look, I think it can install hope or fear in with the competition if they are over analysing, and I think that it's important to keep your bidding regular. So for instance, if you're going to choose $5,000 bids or $25,000 bids or $10,000 bids, stick to that amount. I think often you can see people conking out of their budget because they keep going smaller and smaller and smaller in their increments. But I think stick to your increment. And also, if you're going to wait out the auction, wait it out. If you're going to be speed, if you're going to be quick, be quick. But again, don't get slower as it moves on. Keep your frequency the same.
For the record, do you like buying at auction, Mark? Is it a fan? Are you a fan, or
do I like what?
Are you a fan of the auction setup as a purchaser?
No. I think as a purchaser, I would rather try to create my own terms, my own environment. And I think when you've got time and exclusivity opposite the person that you're negotiating with, the vendor, I think you're at an advantage. And I think a lot of those advantages are taken away as a purchaser when you're bidding at auction. Fortunately, it's finite, so you know you're going to be buying on the night or you're not. But yeah, I think if I can be out of that environment, the better. What about you?
I agree. I think having a little bit of time to work through it at your own pace is nice. Number 4, sorry, 3, we're going a bit quick. Allowing agents to hassle you too much.
Yeah, the heckler.
The agent that stands around in the background, and then when you place a bid, he's instantly by your side.
The heckler. Does it help or does it hinder?
I actually don't know. I've only ever witnessed it once, and at the time I was whole wrapped up in the experience. What do you reckon?
I think that if the person can be a facilitator, I think if you're a little bit gun shy, you're not sure about what's happening, the agent can be a facilitator to the purchaser at the time. But I think the agent that doesn't have that ambition, I think the agent that is just there saying, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, and not talking through the auction with you, I think they're just a pain in the ass. So I think if with that, allowing the agent to be there, look, you can also ask the agent not to be by your side, so you can say, look, I'm all right. If you can just leave me for the duration of auction, I'm good. But equally, you can ask the agent that any questions as they approach, is it on the market, or have we reached the reserve? Where are we at the moment? You can sort of ask anything of the agent. So I think I would probably use that to my advantage if I was a buyer. And don't think there is no such thing as a silly question if that agent's coming up to you. Ask whatever you want to know while the auction's live. Don't give a shit that the auction's going. Just ask what you want to know.
Yeah. And do you think a part of the agent coming over, Mark, is it's showing the vendor you're still working hard?
Yeah. Look, I think equally you don't want to be the agent on the other end. What's Jeff's got to say? It can help the agent in the vendor's eyes. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Look, I think you don't want to be a lazy agent just standing next to the auctioneer and smiling. And I also think from an agent's perspective, you want to make this is a really stressful time, the auction time for purchasers, and it's a really stressful time for sellers. So I think if you can bring a good vibe to the auction, super important. Yeah. Smile, bounce, have a bit of fun between people, have a chat with everyone, get to know everyone.
The combi van does a good job of that.
He's good. He's great. So at our auctions, guys, we have the combi van that brings coffees and drinks. I think one of our last auctions, we did Charcoal Charlie's, where he had donuts and a wrap and wraps and everything. So I think it just loosens it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Not preparing a plan beforehand. So It's obviously about getting your budget together, but make sure you're doing your homework, pre-planning your thoughts, your figures. Have you ever seen someone bid over their budget, getting so emotionally invested in this bidding, and then it goes south?
No.
Okay.
So I've seen, this is 28 years. I've never seen someone sort of shit the bed. They've never, they've extended themselves. They've never come to me and said, "Look, I want to sell the property after," and bought it afterwards. So there's never been much regret, believe it or not. I'm sure there probably has been, but they haven't shared it with me. But yeah, I think people suck it up and move on, and the property value doubles 5-10 years later, and that's life.
That's it. Number 5. Avoid watching auctions beforehand. This was surprising. I didn't pick this one. Why would you say that's a bad idea?
I think you can do paralysis by analysis. You know what I mean? So you can research it so hard. If you do want to educate yourself as to auctions, Google Vic LaRusso auctioneer in YouTube and watch some of Vic's auctions. Probably one of the best auctioneers in Australia, Gavin Reynolds, another phenomenal guy. If you're doing a watch him, but yeah, I think paralysis by analysis, just don't research it too much, guys.
Or even get down to a local one. What do you reckon? Drop by your neighbours if they've got an auction on, or
absolutely
get a feel for it. And then 6 of 6, not understanding the right to negotiate. Do people sometimes forgo this, in your opinion, when they their understanding is auction set up, they're going by the vendor's terms?
Yeah. So I've seen something change, and this was I broke bread and shared a meal with Gavin Reynolds the other night, auctioneer, good guy, North Newcastle and surrounding auctioneer. And what I've learned is there's been a bit of a phenomenon lately, which I think's absolutely genius, which everyone's going to start seeing at auctions and not really understand. So what people are doing is this: rather than passing in the property at auction, they're setting it aside, and there's no duration on setting it aside up until midnight that night. So it's really, really clever. He was telling me of one of his clients. The buyer had to get on a plane, so the property didn't sell at auction. The property was set aside, and they pretty much continued. The buyer jumped in a plane, flew to another state, and then like at about 8 o'clock at night, they continued the auction and sold it. So it's something that I've never seen before in all the years of auctions, but setting it aside for a later time during that day, leaving all the terms and conditions open. So the gavel never falls, the hammer never falls, and it never actually gets passed in. It actually simply gets set aside. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it'll certainly. And would you not say a lot of agents, are happy to do that with clearance rates and things like that? It sort of works for everyone.
It works in this market. When clearance rates are going from 70 or 80% down to 50, 60%, it's perfect. Now, another thing where I'm seeing Billy Boy is an auction behind the auction.
That's like the secret group. That's like exclusive.
So basically, you auction the property, it passes in, and then you auction it again for another 4 weeks. Bang, bang.
At a new price?
Why not?
Why not? Okay.
And I was, hey,
I haven't heard of that one before.
I haven't heard of that one before. And auction, and Gavin was telling me basically when people ask what happened, it was like, oh, that's the old auction. This is the new auction. It's like, what? What? Yep.
I wonder if they get the same people turning up to have a bid.
It sort of makes sense, though. I don't mind it. When I heard it, I was like, that's crazy, but I like it.
Very clever. Anything
Very
else?
clever. Guys, I hope we've educated everyone today a little bit. Even if you got just one nugget out of today, if you got it, I'm happy. On auctions, there's a couple of lessons in there, and hopefully you got your nugget today, everyone. Have a great week. We've got no rain this week. What do you reckon, Billy?
About the rain, I'm glad that it's a blue sky. It's a cracking day. Good day for the week. The Queen was out yesterday. Everyone was a bit worried about the Queen, but the Queen is healthy. She looked very happy yesterday. A few photos came out.
How old is she?
Oh, she's getting on. I want to say 90s or something. I don't know.
Yeah, nuts. Bless her. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. Let's sign off with that.
All right. Have a... See ya.